So on the daily time frame, this is what we were able to spot here. So it's very clear that price action has been very bearish for I think since the last quarter of last year. It has been very bearish. So now in this scenario, the first thing we are going to be doing here is to acknowledge the bearish momentum by connecting the series of lower highs here to give us a descending trend line that we shall be using to guide our trading activities going forward. Now, in fact, let me see what I can do here. I'm just trying to see which of the trend line will pick most of the pivot highs here. I think this one will do. This one will do. Okay, now with the trend line figured out here, let's have this bolding a little bit so that we emphasize the importance of this trend line, as you can see. Then another thing about this structure is the lowest point price action has been for this year. Now, if you look at this, hold on a second. So if we look at the structure here, you will see that the lowest point where price action has been for this year is around the 0.85700 area, a psychological area, which of course will be serving as our key level for this week. So let's mark this level out on our charts. 0.85700 level going to be serving as our key level for the week. So my key levels are always gold in color. All right. So right now, what we notice here is that since Thursday of last week's trading session, we begin to see some buy pressure around this area. Now, what we are going to do is to scale down into a lower time frame at this point to see if we can see a reversal pattern, probably a double bottom structure, a head and shoulder pattern that will confirm that buyers are gradually gaining momentum, probably back into the trend line, maybe. Or are we going to be seeing a situation where this whole pattern that we'll see here will be a trend continuation pattern that will lead to the breakdown of this key level to incite a bearish move to the downside? Now, to have a better understanding of what is going on here, we would need to scale down to a much more lower time frame. So first of all, let's scale down into the 4 hours time frame and see if we can have a pattern to work with around that area. Now, hold on a second. I need to make my key level show up on the lower time frame. So let's do some adjustment here. Beautiful. So we go down into the 4 hours time frame. Now look at what we can see here on the 4 hours time frame. It's quite clear that we begin to see something that looks like a reversal pattern. Now let me show you, let me give you a visual representation of what I'm talking about. So if we take into consideration this impulsive move to the downside, we saw our price action tested the 0.8570 right there on Friday. Price climbed up, and since the beginning of this week, we can see that price is yet to break down the previous low, which is a clear sign that we might likely be seeing price action continue to the upside. And if this turns out to be the case, that is, price was unable to break the previous low at the 0.857, then we will be in for a reversal pattern. Now, you know how we do it in this community. As soon as we start noticing that price action is likely going to evolve into a reversal pattern, the next thing we want to do is to identify the neckline, which we are going to be using to validate the potency now because it's yet to be confirmed. So we want to see a breakout of the 0.86300 level for us to capture this trend continuation to the upside. So this is what we shall be looking at to join a bullish momentum. So if price action breaks out retest, then we're going to be in for a bullish move to the upside. So let me label this area. So we're looking forward to a breakout retest of this level to join a bullish momentum to the upside. So that is how we are going to be buying this one. So a breakout of this level will have validated this reversal pattern here we see here, and then we can join that bullish move to the upside. However, if price action does not break out of the 0.63 and instead continues to drop and find lower highs here, then we will have no choice than to get ready to sell had a breakdown retest of the 0.85700 area. So we have the breakdown retests of the 0.8570 as a sell opportunity. So it's a very simple setup we have here on the USDCHF. So our center of focus for this week on the USDCHF is simply between the 0.86300 level and of course the 0.85700 area, where depending on how price action reacts with a resistance and the support line of this range will determine what our next line of action will be. So I hope that you position yourself in such a way that you can capture any of these potential opportunities when they finally happen. So is Grizzly still in the house? If you are still in the house, please let me know. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section.